The mirror tool is very useful and can be a huge time saver if we have any symmetrical designs or mirrored designs. So for example, with this design here, we might notice that this is a very symmetrical part, and it looks like this right half here is exactly symmetrical or mirrored about this left half here. So let's take a look at how we might create this design using the mirror tool. First, let's say I've started off by just designing the left half of this design, and then I'd like to mirror that entire design about, let's say, this face here. Now to do this very simple process, I can just simply double tap to select the body or object I'd like to mirror. Find my mirror tool, in this case it's under more, and there we have mirror. And now simply select the planar shape, grid, or construction plane that I want to use as the mirror plane. In this case, it's going to be this face or plane right here. And now we can see it's created a kind of virtual plane right on that face, as we can see, and we can see it has mirrored about that plane. And if I'm happy with that, hit the done check. And now very quickly and easily, I have just mirrored my entire body. Now what's also very useful is mirror not only works for 3D bodies, but works for my sketches as well. So taking a look at this fairly complicated sketch, for example, we might notice that it is fairly symmetric, and thus the mirror tool could be very useful here. So to create this sketch, for example, I could have just started off with, say, a quarter of the sketch like this, tap to select this portion of the sketch, go to my mirror tool, and what's nice with the sketches is I don't necessarily need a plane, but I can also select an axis here, and it will create a plane about or through that axis. So in this case, I just selected on the y-axis, and it created a plane of the YZ plane, for example. And now we can see half of this entire sketch coming in. If we're happy with that, just tap done to finish it off. And now, same idea, I could mirror this entire half of the sketch. So tap to select this half. Again, go to my mirror tool and mirror about, let's say, this line here. See that virtual plane coming in, this time on my XZ plane, for example, and I see a preview as well of the entire sketch. If I'm happy with that, tap the done check to finish it off. And there you go, I just saved a ton of time using my mirror tools to create this fairly complex sketch.